If you have been following the bombing campaign around Iran, the headlines make it feel like the biggest drama in the world right now. Missiles, airstrikes, escalation alerts every few hours. But here's something most people miss about geopolitical crises. The loud part usually isn't the decisive part. The decisive part happens after the noise. Because what we might be watching right now is the moment when the crisis starts shifting from military action to negotiations. And negotiations change everything. Modern conflicts, you see, rarely end with a dramatic final battle. Instead, they slowly transition from missiles to meetings, from airstrikes to back-channel diplomacy. While the public sees escalation, diplomats are already asking a different question. What happens after this? And that's where the real game begins. So what's the next phase going to look like? Well, when tensions around Iran eventually stabilize, the next phase won't just be ceasefires or agreements. It will be reconstruction. And that's a big deal. Iran has spent decades under sanctions pressure. Infrastructure ages under that kind of isolation. Energy systems, transportation networks, industrial facilities. A lot of it will eventually need modernization. Oil production, ports, railways, airports, hospitals, factories. And if the country ever moves towards economic reopening, rebuilding could easily run into hundreds of billions of dollars. And that raises the real question. Who pays? Because whoever finances that rebuilding gains something powerful. Influence. Infrastructure, you see, isn't just concrete and steel. It creates long-term relationships. Debt, trade, and political alignment. History shows this again and again. Whoever builds the roads often shapes the direction the country travels. Who might the players then be? Well, I'm sure you guessed it. The first one is the United States. Washington, you see, has long used economic reconstruction as a strategic tool. It goes something like this: stabilize the region, rebuild infrastructure, and integrate the economies. But there's another country watching this very carefully. Again, I'm sure you guessed it: China. You see, China's global strategy is heavily built around infrastructure, railways, ports, and energy corridors, all tied together through projects connected to the Belt and Road Initiative. And geographically, Iran sits right in the middle of that map, not just as any Middle Eastern country, but as a connector between Asia, the Gulf, and Europe. For Beijing, that's not just geopolitics, that's logistics. Meanwhile, there are some regional actors, groups like Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthi movement. They still matter. They shape the security environment. They influence escalation and deterrence. But when it comes to rebuilding the economy, the key players are usually states and financial institutions. That's where the real leverage sits. So here's the big insight. Here's the part that is easy to miss. Yes, wars destroy infrastructure, but rebuilding infrastructure decides the next balance of power. So what should you be watching for? For sure, not just the strikes. Watch the signals behind the scenes. Sanctions discussions, infrastructure deals, energy partnerships, and for sure, transportation corridors. Those are the clues that tell you what the region will actually look like in 10 years from now. Because once the missiles stop, something quieter begins. Contracts, loans, construction, and that slow process often shapes the geopolitical order far longer than the war itself. Yes, the explosions get the headlines, but the real story has already moved to the negotiation rooms, towards financial agreements, into the blueprints of the next regional economy. This is Dispatch, clarity on events shaping the present. If you want analysis without noise, follow the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.